Hello and welcome to our Zoom at the Greater Vancouver Zoo. Kat is up hanging out with the giraffes, and Lex and I will be up there with her in a moment. So welcome, and here we go.
Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today at the Greater Vancouver Zoo. It is scorching hot up here, by the way. I am on the giraffe deck. I swear you can get a really nice suntan up here if you stay long enough. So we won't stay up here too long because I am sweating. But we have a good look at our two giraffes here. And what I'm going to talk to you guys about is the web of life. So everything starts with that big hot sun of ours. So the sun rays down on all the grass, the trees, and helps make them grow, feeds the plants. And it's no different than us when we have like type of food. Like think about a hamburger. It's like a tier. So you got your buns, so it's made of the wheat. Then you've got your vegetables, you got your tomatoes, your lettuce in there, and of course your meat, right? Those patties. And then condiments, ketchup, mustard, right? So that's the idea of the web of life. Everything starts just like a tier system of a burger. So we have here our first animal we are seeing. We have our two Rothschild Drafts. We have Pompey, who is licking that pole there, and Jenga, who's way in the back, his little brother. Now, these guys came from the African Lion Safari Park in Ontario, and giraffes can get up to 20 feet tall. So they're one of the tallest land animals. And when we were talking about the web of life, these guys are called herbivores. So they only eat plants. And they're very important in our web of life, in our food chain, because they eat all the tree leaves. And then when they go to the bathroom, when they take the poop, all of that seeds and all of that good nutrition in their fecal then makes the grass grow again. So these guys play an important role. Without herbivores, carnivores wouldn't be able to survive either, because carnivores eat meat. And especially lions, one of their prey items would be a tasty giraffe that they try to go after. So these guys eat leaves, they eat grass hay, and they also have pellets. That's what the zookeepers feed them. So the pellets are no different than rabbit pellets, but they're giraffe pellets, but it's the same kind of size, and it has all that good nutrition that the giraffe needs it to have in its system. Now, as you see, we do not have any trees in our enclosure, and that's because I told you they rip off all those leaves, okay? So we would constantly be regrowing trees all the time. They also strip the bark off the trees too. So we, luckily in British Columbia, can cut down all our tree branches and then put it up for Pompey and Jenka to have part of their diet. Now, another cool thing about the giraffes here is, as an adult arm, from your fingertips down to your elbow, it's approximately 46 centimeters, and that's as long as a giraffe's hump. So that's pretty long because they need to stretch up there and rip off all those leaves. That's also why they have that long neck too, so it helps them get to that height. And it helps them with other herbivores, like for example, zebras. Zebras are another herbivore. They're a type of grazer. So they're going to be eating all that good grass. So what's left for the giraffes if we have all these zebras eating all the grass? That's why they have the advantage of eating all those high tree leaves, because nobody else can get to them besides the giraffe. So it's very important that we have these guys in our ecosystem, especially out in Africa, when those lions are looking to eat a giraffe, or they're looking for any type of prey animal that lives in Africa. This is why we need them, because if there's way too many carnivores out there and less herbivores or prey, then the carnivores will start disappearing as well. So it's very important. So our next animal, everyone, is we're actually going to go visit a carnivore, see if we can find them.
So as we are walking over to the lions, hey, I'm over here on Kat's camera now. Pretty cool, huh? So we are going to walk over to check out some carnivores. But as we are doing that, I want to remind you that the zoo is open right now, and you guys can come hang out at the zoo and visit these animals for yourself if you live nearby. So Kat, where are we headed?
So we're gonna go visit a carnivore. So we have many different types of herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores. And another important animal in the web of life or food chain that we don't talk about very much, but we should, is the ones that are scavengers. So we're talking like your storks. We have two storks that we hopefully can see is in the giraffe enclosure. And storks play a very important role. They basically clean up all the dead animals left over, so there's not a mess. So it's very important that they have that, especially dung beetles. Dung beetles are very important to have in the web of life because they go and they take all the nutrients out of animals' fecal. I know it sounds disgusting, but it's very important that they do that as well. Normally in this pen, maybe I can't spot them out, but we have Force and Optimus, our African stirred tortoises. They were in a couple of our episodes in our live chat before, and they can get up to 100 pounds, so that's pretty cool. I don't recommend ever owning a tortoise like that because that's a 100-pound tortoise.
Lexi, turn the screen off. Turn the screen off.
All right, so I got some really exciting stuff. We're gonna go visit our Siberian tiger, Hana. She's actually been spotted right up at the fence line. So we're gonna go take a peek at her. Hopefully she'll still be in there while we get there. And I'll tell you a little bit about her and her role in the web of life.
What's hanging out in here, Kat?
So over on our right-hand side here, we do have our 3 African lions. We have Boomer, our male, and our 2 females, Mally and Callie. I do see Boomer way in the back far enclosure. Little hard to see through the camera, I know, guys, but sometimes he likes to chill out there because I love to remind everybody, especially when I do a field trip, that they have 5 times stronger hearing than we do. So if you're way too loud for them, he's going to stay away as far away as possible. If you're really quiet and respectful near his enclosure, then he'll come up a lot closer to you because it's quiet.
So guys, what if you have a question today while we are out and about? It's easier for me if you can write it in the chat box, and then I will let Kat know what your questions are. So we are walking along looking for
Siberian Tiger. And there she is, everybody. So we have our beautiful Siberian Tiger, Hana. And Haley's gonna get nice and close up there for you guys.
We won't hear you.
All right, so that is Hana. She is our Siberian Tiger, or another name for her is Amur Tiger. And we got her from the Seoul Zoo in South Korea. Now, these guys are one of the biggest cats in the world. So females can get up to 400 pounds, while the male can get up to 700 pounds. So they're 12 feet long with a 3-foot tail, 4-inch retractable claws. I would not go in there with her and cuddle her. And she weighs approximately 350 pounds. Now, she was born May 22nd, 2011, making her 9 years old. So we just celebrated Hana's birthday not too long ago. Now, those beautiful stripes of her, they do help camouflage in her environment. So black, orange, and white is what a Siberian tiger or tiger should look like. Now, in the summer, they have a lot of a shorter coat. In the winter, they will have more of a duller looking coloring, and it'll be a lot longer. So they want to keep really warm in the winter. They have very, very thick fur. So I'm actually surprised Hana's out right now because it is quite hot out. So it's very interesting that she'd be out in this heat. So we do have a pond there, and we have AC in the cat house for her to cool down. Now, in the web of life, where she fits, well, she is a carnivore. So she's at the top of the food chain. So what would be her predators? Nothing. Nothing hunts her. She is up there just like the lions. She has nothing to worry about. These guys are solitary animals. There's going to only be one of them. They have to occupy a vast territory. So the only time you'll see a bunch of tigers together in a group, it's called a streak. And then they have babies. The male leaves. The female raises her cubs until about 8 months of age. And then she leaves them and never sees them again. She's hiding right in there, if you guys can see her. They usually love to hide in very tall grass. Helps them really blend into their environment. Where's Waldo?
Casey, If I keep going this way, you might be able to see her. Can you guys see her now? There you go. I see your thumbs up. Can you guys hear us pretty well while we're talking? Yeah? Good. All right, we'll go back to Kat and see what else she has to say. But if you guys have any questions, think about them and we can answer them. It is very hot out here.
It is very, very hot. So these guys are carnivores, everyone. So they only eat meat. So just like I was talking to you about the giraffe, they're herbivores, they only eat plants. She only eats meat. So they can eat about 90 pounds of meat in one sitting. That's like a 10-year-old eating 40 hamburgers. Can you guys think you could eat 40 hamburgers at one time? I don't think so. That would be pretty filling. But they can. They have the digestive system to do that.
So Kat,
yeah,
can you tell me, what is it called when an animal eats both meat and plants? That's the one.
So an animal that eats meats and plants, that would be called an omnivore, which we're gonna go check out. We have a couple of omnivores around the area, everyone. So we are gonna go see if we can spot them out and talk a little bit about them and their role in the wildlife as well. So let's get moving this way.
Awesome. So while we're walking, Kat, Rory has a question. He wants to know, oh, it popped off. Actually, Rory, I'm gonna unmute you. So I realize I need to get away from that. So, Rory, so this is the first time we've tried to host the meeting totally from a camera. So, Rory, what is your question, bud?
My question is, when the mama tiger leaves her cubs at 8 months, do they get eaten by any predators or some meat eater?
When they're young, do they have predators?
Young, yeah. So actually, Rory, that was my mistake. No, I didn't mean to say 8 months. It's 18 months, 1-8, that she leaves her cubs. That was my bad. Got to my brain. So they have potentially every cub, every baby animal does have a threat of some sort, a predator that could come after them because they're not fully grown yet. So yeah, they could be in danger with another predator coming by, another carnivore, you never know. But I don't know what that type of animal would be because typically they don't have predators to hunt them, but if they're very small, absolutely, it's no different than the hippos. A baby hippo can have a predator, and those are the crocodiles because they can take down a 100-pound hippo. They can't take down a 4,000-pound hippo. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
All right, so let's keep walking. And where are we heading while we're walking?
You're welcome.
You're welcome.